create data, we're going to go to Data, select Data Analysis, select Random Number Generation, and click OK. When this occurs, you're going to enter 64, as you see it right here, 1000, choose discrete, that should be the default, and then you're going to enter this data that you see right here. Lastly, where it says random seed, enter any number you want between 0 and 32,000. And where it says click on output range, immediately click on the text box to the right, and you can click where you want the data to go. I'm going to put mine at A11. Make sure that this is still a discrete, and then click OK. What we've done is creating 64 columns, each column containing 1,000 numbers. What I want to do next is create a summary for these 1,000 numbers. So two summaries I'm interested in right now is the sum and the average. I'll just call it X bar. I'm also interested in the standard deviation of the sums, the mean of all the sums, as well as the mean of the X bars, and standard deviation of the X bar. So we're trying to recreate the sampling distribution of the sums and the sampling distribution of the sample average. So in each case, what we're summing is 64 numbers, and what we're averaging is 64 numbers. We reiterate this 1,000 times in an attempt to recreate this entire sampling distribution. But the sampling distribution, of course, is infinite, so we're not going to be able to do that. But by creating 1,000 such sums and averages, you have an idea all of a sudden what it might look like. So I'm going to come over here now, and I want to find my first summary. So I'll type equal to sum, the location of my first data value, which is A11, colon, and the location of my last data value, which is BL11. And that will give me the sum of my first row. This means that when I played this game 64 times, I won a total of $120. Here I'm going to find the average of those, which is really, 120 divided by 64, but I'm going to let the computer figure that out. So again, the average will be find the first number, which is located at A11, and all the way to BL11. And here's what I want on average per play. Next, I want to find the sum and the average for every single one of these rows, which represents doing this over and over and over again. Each time summing 64 numbers or averaging 64 numbers. So I'll go to the lower right hand corner to this green box you see here. Your cursor will turn to this black thin cross. Once you're right over that box, double click, and the computer will find the rest of the sums and averages. So for example, in this second attempt, I lost $130 total, or I lost $2.03 per attempt. Here I won $130, or I won $2.03 per play. Here I won $20 total, or about 31 cents per play. Okay, so now what is the sum of this distribution, and what is the average of this distribution? So find that, I'm going to do the following. Type average BM11, it's where the first number is located, colon, BM1011, which is where the last data value is located, and hit return. Next, I'm going to type here equal to stdev and find BM11 colon BM1011, and again hit enter. So that's the standard deviation of the distribution of sums, and here's the mean of the distribution of sums. To find for the sample averages, I can just highlight these two numbers, and like before, I'm going to move my cursor to the lower right hand corner, but this time I'm going to hold my mouse button down, and then I'm going to, while holding it down, I'm going to drag to the right to copy over the same commands. So now here's the average of all the averages, and again this is the standard deviation of all the averages. What you need to do next is create a histogram of this column and this column, and what I would do is highlight both columns, everything, all the numbers in it, all 1000 numbers, copy, and then go to GeoGebra and paste in GeoGebra. Then you can find the histogram and the normal probability plot for both of these in GeoGebra.